The thing with Harden, so he's under contract. He can't be sent to Philly just on his own accord. It would have to be a sign and trade with Simmons, which is a very important thing to understand. Brooklyn would have to agree to send him there and be delighted to get Ben Simmons back, who hasn't played in 9 months, plus a bunch of picks that aren't going to really help Kevin Durant. The other thing he would have would be he Harden, if this is really true, and I don't think anything has, and no minds have been made up, put it that way.
Yeah.
But if he wanted to say, oh, I might go, here I go. There's not a lot of teams with cap space that would make sense. The only one really is San Antonio. Like Orlando has cap space.
No shot.
Houston's going to have some cap space. He's not going to go to those teams. Like San Antonio, like Popovich, like maybe, but is that really a threat if you're Joe Tsai?
No, I think.
Come on, Joe Tsai's going to be there going, oh, you might go to San Antonio? Oh, right, I'm quaking in my boots.
Well, one, I don't know that San Antonio would ever offer that dude the kind of deal that it would take to bring him over. It doesn't seem like James Harden fits the San Antonio mold, if you know what I mean. But I do think James Harden would leave for money. For a crappy situation. I do think he very much would like to maximize his earning potential. And I do think even if the situation was bleak, if they paid him, I don't think James Harden would have any hesitancy, because he's kind of shown that, like, what's most important to him are these, like, James Harden-centric things, like soaking up possessions, being an all-star, being out and about, a socialite, making as much money as possible. Like, part of the MVP drive, obviously every player wants to win MVP, but he had a clause in his Adidas deal that he got way more money if he got an MVP, right? Like, and I think part of the reason why James Harden operates the way that he does, and we talked about this on Weekends on Sunday with Amin, in that he doesn't take it as seriously as Steph and LeBron, who are guys, in fairness to James Harden, take it as seriously as anybody in the history of the world is taking sports seriously, is that he's made a lot of money. Like, okay, whatever. I'm a 400 millionaire. I don't, like, so what? You guys don't consider me on the par with Magic and LeBron. I've earned so much money. So
he's three maxes, right? He's a three max guy, I think.
So
at this
he
point
signs another $200-something million contract. I mean, that's with some team that doesn't have championship potential. That's in line with the James Harden we've known, you know?
Well, I can't see him leaving. I can't see Brooklyn. I can't see him leaving for one of those weird cap space teams. So we've learned, like, with stuff like Jimmy Butler in Miami, you can't rule out some trade partner that you never saw coming. Like, whoa, where'd that team come from? You also can't rule out this piece, though, with the Nets and the Sixers. And that's the rumor du jour that it would be, whatever. And I really do not believe it in my bones, because I don't think Ben Simmons has nearly the same kind of trade value, because he doesn't play basketball. He's giving away a half a season of paychecks not to play. So I'm not, like, jumping at the chance to get him. But here's the other piece. Joe Tsai, Nets owner, I don't think he's a huge Daryl fan and a huge, I don't think he's going to be going, cool, because it's come out 2 years ago, like, he wouldn't let Daryl into this arena for a Nets game. Like, there's some China animosity.
The residual free Taiwan stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
2 years later, he's going to be like, here's James Harden. Let me take your guy back who hasn't played for 10 months. That sounds improbable. Call me crazy.
Yeah, that is an interesting little wrinkle. However, you never know, right? Like, I wonder how much cachet somebody like Sean Marks has within the organization, because the job of a GM is to convince your owner of your great ideas.
All right, so I'm the owner. You convince me that we're going to trade James Harden, who we gave up basically every asset we have, for a guy who completely melted down and fell apart in the playoffs last year, and then decided he didn't want to play basketball anymore. And that's going to be the centerpiece I get back. Explain that to me. I'm the owner.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. You got to tell Brooklyn, look, Ben Simmons ain't going to cut it for the sign and trade. You got to get me more stuff. Figure out more stuff, Philly, that you can give me to make this sign and trade worth my while. And I think they can probably coax Philly into getting more than just a dude who hasn't played in a year. And the last time we saw him, he was pulling a damn Houdini in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
and by Houdini, I mean disappearing act, y'all, just for the people out. No, but I'm just saying, like, I think if you can get more than Simmons, because
Well,
Ben
you'd have
Simmons
to.
for
You'd have to
James
get
Harden is not a 1-for-1.
No, you need 5
I
first
need
rounders
way
and
more
all kinds of stuff.
shit
Yeah.
than that. So, like, if they send over a bunch of stuff with Ben Simmons, that would be great. And another thing, Bill, man, that I will say, I want to see this happen because I think it would end in flame out. It would just be completely horrible. It wouldn't work. And James Harden, like, you know, he's playing
Harden and Embiid together.
I just don't think it would work. I think
it's a weird combination.
I think it sounds good on paper. I just don't.
Philly doesn't care because Daryl's strategy is always, if I can get 2 of the best 12 guys, I'm getting it. I'll figure out the rest.
But I want to see.
And meanwhile, poor Kevin Durant, who's having a great time, who's the leading MVP candidate, and you know had his handpicked friends, and then Kyrie, he's gone. KD gets hurt. Now there's these James Harden rumors, and KD's looking at like OKC 2.0 all of a sudden. Like a Westbrook trade's in play now. We might have the reunion. Where's Serge Ibaka? Get Ennis Freedom in there. Let's get the Deion Waiters. Where's he? Let's get the band back together.